All right, so that's how the car sounded when I first brought it in to the garage and started working on it. This is just a shot of the engine when I was starting to work on it while it was still in the car. I planned on just replacing the cam, lifters while it was in the car. That's what a lot of people do. Here's just another shot of the engine after I got the harmonic balancer off. Knew the car was leaking a little bit of oil, and this is just the front seal where you can see it's leaking pretty good. Here's a shot of the harmonic balancer itself. Actually has a groove wore into it, and that's why it was leaking. I ended up replacing this with a pulley from PowerBond. Here's a shot of one of the lifters. I was getting a little worried that there wasn't anything actually wrong with the car. It wasn't the lifters because I found this finally on the passenger side, like cylinder number 8, like one of the last ones we took apart when I was taking off the heads. So you can actually see it's pretty chewed up. The next one is even chewed up more. Here's the other lifter that's chewed up. I believe the first one was an AFM lifter. I don't remember. It's been a while. And this is a regular lifter on this one that was actually on cylinder number 7. Here's a shot of the lifters and the cam itself. The one lobe of the cam was really getting chewed up and missing some metal. Here's the reason why I decided to kind of make this follow-up video in the first place finally. That metal that was chewed up from the lifters in the cam that goes through your engine, and a lot of people when they have this problem, they just end up putting in a new cam, lifters, throw it back together and run it. Might be okay, but I didn't really want to take that chance. So when I decided to pull the engine out of the car and look at it, this is one of the main bearings here for the crank, and you can see it has a groove wore in it. There was this one, and I think there was 2 other bearings that were wore like this. And just for peace of mind, I think it's a good idea that I did the full rebuild. I rebuilt it with King Racing bearings and just quality parts throughout, ARP, um, bolts, everything like that. And I just think it's better peace of mind that it'll last for a long time. Here's just a shot of the engine on the stand when I was putting it back together. It has all the new bearings that are in, new timing set, new oil pump. Everything's torqued down. Again, the King Racing bearings. The cam I got spec'd out from Blue Line Performance. William Corey is a great guy. Helped out with sourcing all the parts I needed and everything like that. Here's a shot of just the engine on the engine stand again with the heads back on, torqued down, all the rockers are armed, rebuilt the heads, new LS3 intake valves because they're lighter and they were recommended and seemed to work out fine. New valve seals and the new balancers on, getting ready to throw it back in the car. The rocker arms I also rebuilt later on, like probably a couple weeks or a month later after getting the car put back together and working on the tuning and just to see if I could quiet down the valve train a little bit. So I rebuilt them with the Smith Brothers LS Trunion kit. I'll put some links in the description of all the different products that I've used and got put into the car best I can remember. So if anyone's curious what went into it, still kind of working on tuning off and on, but it's been running great. And for now, the next step is going to be checking out the valve train a little bit more. Makes a little bit more noise than I would like it to, and it could be the push rods are not the correct length for having the head shaved down 30 thousandths. And I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there. But otherwise, car's running very strong and love driving it still. So anyways, let me know if there's any questions in the comments and I'll help out the best I can.